The NTSB releases the first report on the Mexican Navy training ship accident. This is from the Maritime Executive and it was published on June 30th, 2025. The National Transportation Safety Board has released the preliminary results of its investigation into the collision of the Mexican Navy training vessel Cuauhtémoc with the Brooklyn Bridge last month. The report covers the known facts of the incident and does not provide any conclusions about the probable cause, which is typically a later part of the investigation. It also does not provide any factual findings about the propulsion system, which is still being examined. On the evening of March the 17th, a bar pilot and a docking pilot boarded the vessel at Manhattan's Pier 17, preparing to get underway for an outbound voyage. They both conducted a master pilot exchange, and the master told them that propulsion, steering, and ship systems were all in good working order. The wind was westerly at about 10 to 15 knots towards the bridge. At 8:16 p.m., they slipped their mooring lines and got underway from the pier. The docking pilot at the con, as is standard in New York Harbor for initial minutes of departure. A twin-screw tug helped her off the pier as the docking pilot ordered a stern thrust to back her out of the East River. The transfer of engine and rudder commands from the docking pilot passed through multiple personnel. The docking pilot would give a command to the captain on the conning deck, who would then translate it into Spanish and relay it to the second crew member on the deck below. This crew member would then relay the command to other crew members in the navigation bridge, and these individuals would execute the command. From 8:20 to 8:22, she moved astern from the pier, as ordered. Once the ship was clear, the docking pilot ordered all stop, then dead slow ahead and ordered the tug to reposition to the starboard bow, where it would be best positioned to help with a turn to the port. The tug took its line in and disconnected to effect this maneuver. As this was in process, the docking pilot gave additional engine commands to the head direction. Despite this, the stern of the vessel began to swing towards the Brooklyn Bridge, and the vessel accelerated astern. From 8:23 to 8:24, the speed astern increased to about 6 knots, resulting in an collision of the upper masts on the underside of the Brooklyn Bridge. She then drifted stern first into the seawall on the east side of the river. No damage to the bridge's structure occurred, though the traveling platform system for maintenance beneath the bridge received minor damage from the impact. The ship's 3 masts were seriously damaged, and there was scraped paint on the port quarter where she made contact with the seawall. The rudder was also damaged, the rudder post was deformed, and the rudder itself was stuck at 90 degrees. NTSB is still examining the propulsion system, operating control system, and crew experience and training, among other factors. When this first happened, the NTSB promised a report within 30 days. This is a little bit late, and it's not the report that I was hoping for. We still don't really know what happened, but we know the steps leading up to the collision. The fact that the commands from the pilot went through multiple people before it got to the person that was actually controlling the vessel might also play a factor in this, we don't know. My initial thoughts were something mechanical happened here. There was a lot of people between the guy giving the commands and the guy controlling the vessel. That does give a lot of opportunity for human error to factor in. But we don't know. We'll have to wait and see what the final report is, and we have no idea when that's coming out. All right, guys, there it is. As always, thanks for watching. If you're new here and you like these kind of videos, don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and I'll see you on the next one.